Okay.
You have already asked him to declare guilty.
Okay, witness. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Thank you so much. Wow, wonderful. We have not exchanged. Okay.
It is a pleasure to welcome you to this important occasion, the execution of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. This event marks a deliberate step forward towards strengthening collaboration in the service of Nigerian consumers, particularly in areas where product safety and consumer protection overlap and require coordinated action. The mandates of the FCCPC and NAFDAC are clearly set out in law, although their functions increasingly overlap in practice. FCCPC focuses on protecting consumers from unfair, deceptive, or exploitative market behavior. It also promotes competition, investigates complaints, and enforces remedies where consumer welfare has been undermined. NAFDAC's responsibilities are more product-specific. It regulates the manufacture, importation, distribution, advertisement, and use of food, drugs, cosmetics, medical services, chemicals, and packaged water. Its central concern is safety and quality, ensuring that regulated products meet required standards, both before and after they enter the market. In reality, the work of both agencies often converges. Issues such as misleading product claims, substandard goods, unsafe pharmaceuticals, and deceptive advertising raise questions that fall within both product safety and consumer protection. For instance, a harmful product that reaches the market is not only a public health concern under NAFDAC remit, but also a consumer protection issue for FCCPC. The same applies to false advertising of regulated products, which typically requires input from both bodies. Given this overlap, a formal Memorandum of Understanding provides a practical basis for cooperation. The MOU being executed today therefore establishes a clearer and more workable framework for collaboration between the two institutions. It outlines how information will be shared, ensuring that both organizations have timely access to data needed for investigations, policy development, and enforcement. It also addresses how complaints should be handled, rather than leaving consumers to decide which agency to approach. This process allows complaints to be received and reviewed in one place, then directed through clearly defined channels. Designated liaison teams will support this system, helping both agencies coordinate their responses, both effectively while reducing confusion for the public. The MOU also supports institutional capacity through shared training, technical collaboration, and continuous exchange of expertise. For consumers, the benefits are clear. There will be more straightforward pathways for lodging complaints, faster resolution of issues, and stronger enforcement where standards are not met. For businesses, expectations are equally clear. Compliance remains essential, and a more coordinated regulatory approach will make enforcement more predictable and consistent. Effective regulation is not just enforcement, it also builds confidence. When consumers trust that products are safe and that their rights are protected, markets function more efficiently. When businesses operate within clear and consistent rules, competition is strengthened. The collaboration is designed to support both outcomes. I would like to acknowledge the leadership and technical teams of both institutions whose efforts have made the agreement possible. Their work reflects a strong commitment to improving regulatory outcomes in the complex and evolving environment. The signing of this memorandum marks the beginning of a process. The real task lies in implementation. The systems established here must be used actively, reviewed regularly, and strengthened where necessary. Ultimately, the success of this partnership will be measured by the result it delivers. The FCCPC is committed to working with NAFDAC and other relevant institutions to protect consumers and promote fair, well-functioning markets. This agreement represents a clear and practical steps in that direction. Once again, I welcome the Director General of NAFDAC and our team to the FCCPC. Thank you for your time.
Today is a great day. About 6 weeks ago, when we met at the National Orientation Agency, the shivers that you were talking about, I believe, ran through the spine of some of our community members. You have a great EVC. Because I've complained to him, I believe twice. Before we came down, we were discussing upstairs that why should our own rules be different from international rules when it comes to consumer protection. The 2 times that I've complained to him, he responded almost immediately. And the merchant or the enterprise that I was complaining against quickly made amends and sent me the picture because I took the picture, sent to him. And the merchant or the enterprise made amends immediately and took the picture and sent to me. That is the way it's supposed to be. But it's because of the leadership at FCCPC. We are not created differently from other people in the world. And consumers should not be taken for granted. That is why what you are doing, what is leading all of you to do, is extremely important. I mentioned 6 weeks ago we were at National Orientation Agency. And somebody was asking a question. What happens if this rule is violated or the ban is violated? I said, well, NAFDAC has a mandate to use poker law to seize the property of the violator. FCCPC will fight for the consumer. National Orientation will broadcast it to the whole world. I said, so the person is fit. So this MOU is extremely important for the nation. The EVC mentioned that even NAFDAC is about quality, safety, and efficacy of the product. But it is people that use those products. That is where FCCPC comes in. It is us that use those products. And we have the right to complain so that NAFDAC's work can be effected, so that the consumer protection, the world will know that we are thinking of ourselves. Because essentially it is thinking of the user of the product. So this MOU is actually a renewal of the old, but a lot of things have been made clearer in this new version. And again, body language can say more than even written. And Mr. Tunji Bello has already demonstrated through body language reaction to complaints that I personally, as a consumer, brought to him. And showing up 6 weeks ago, quickly, sending a representative. And yesterday, we had this event at the Continental. I didn't inform him on time. But he said, I'm going to show up. That's body language. That surpasses written document. MOU is very good. But you can use a right MOU and pack it and put it on the shelf. But if there is no action taken, body language that shows, yes, we want to work together. He has demonstrated that without doubt. Nigeria is fortunate to have him in this agency, because we can say, okay, we are civil servants or whatever, and just do it, just do something and pack it. But when the action is not taken, it's just theory. And we don't need theory when it comes to consumer protection. We need action. So with that, I want to say thank you very much for this opportunity. For our people that are watching us, because this will be televised, just know that you are on our mind in terms of product quality, safety, and efficacy, in terms of your right as a consumer to complain. We are watching your back. FCCPC and NAFDAC.